What's going on, guys and gals of YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to list an item using the eBay mobile app. It's generally what I use to list most of my items. Seems faster because I take my pictures with my phone, so it's easy just to load them right in, list them there. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I list one of these Hot Wheels cars. Now, if you haven't seen the last couple videos, there's the first video, which is me unboxing like 50 pounds of these things that I got in an auction. And there's a giveaway in that video, so check it out. I also did a video on taking pictures of items where I showed some tips and tricks, what you can use, so you're going to kind of see that come to fruition here. So, let's zoom in here. Open the eBay app. Here we are on the interface. Okay. Go to selling, and in there you can see there is list an item. You can click on that. And it gives you a rundown of what you want to list. Choose from matches. You can search for things, preview things, type keywords. I generally don't do that. What I do is I go to search down here, and what I'll search for is, let's see, we have Hot Wheels. What do we got here? We have Race Team Bywayman. So let's type in Race Team Bywayman. Search, and you look at the listings, find them, see what they're doing. Another important thing is to see what this particular item sells for. So right here you can see, click on filter. Nope, click down the listing instead. Click on filter and then scroll to show more, and then scroll, well, see where it says sold items. Click on sold items, and then you can get rid of, so show 23 results. And this is what they kind of sell for, and this is what they mean when they talk about looking at comps on eBay. You're seeing what these items sell for, whether they're free shipping. Some people list them with shipping price there. But anyway, this is what I do. So I find one that's sold. I find a description that I like. I mean, this one's pretty easy to do. So anyway, you can just click on it. And then where it says sell one like this, that's what I do. So then it goes to the listing summary. We get to pictures, which I'll do in a second. Title, Hot Wheels $3.95. Make sure it matches up, which I believe this is $3.95. Yep. Okay. And the Bywayman. You can add whatever you want to these. Let's see here. Race Team Series Bywayman. I would add truck, because you want to use all of the allotted characters they give you. They give you 80 characters you can use. So I like to use all of them. Bywayman truck. Really, that's a Chevy, so I would put Chevy in the listing. Let's see, Chevy. And let's see, we can put that it's new on card. And then the last thing I do is for my inventory purposes, because I have so many items. I have boxes and box numbers, so I put this in there, B56, because that's the box it's going into, so it's easy to find later. When the item sells and you get an email, you can just look at the title in the email and you can find out what box it is. That's just my picking system. That's what I do. Subtitles I don't mess with because it usually costs extra money. So then your title is done. And you go to category. And that's the one thing about using already completed listing. The category is already there. If you wanted a different category, you can click on the little pencil. You can search for different categories. But when you use already completed listing, that's usually good. I have a store on eBay, so I put these in different store categories. This is die-cast cars, so that's what I do. If you're only selling a few items, you don't have to mess with that. Let's see. Item specifics. There are a few things that they require you to do. Item condition is new. UPC brand. A lot of the stuff's already filled in. You can change it if you want. Again, when you use an already completed listing, most of this stuff is filled in. Important things. You can add more things to it if you want. I would, if this was a higher end item, I probably would go through and add more item specifics to it, but this is simple, cheap Hot Wheels. Description. There is the AI generated description. Not so good for collectibles. So far what I've seen is it tends to make it seem like the item's in perfect condition and everything else. For the sake of ease of this video, I'm just going to use a description I already wrote for a previous Hot Wheels. You know, items new and sealed. Card shows typical shelfware. Please look at pictures for your interpretation of item condition. Tell people to ask questions. I avoid saying things are mint or in excellent condition because as a seller, you're painting yourself into a corner. And when you're talking about collectibles, saying something is mint when it hasn't been professionally graded, you're just asking for trouble, in my opinion. So I always just say things show typical wear, typical shelf wear. Look at the pictures. It's very important. Look at the pictures for item condition. And you should be safe. Just be honest with people. Don't try to oversell something and say that it's perfect when it's not. Because they're going to return the item. And that sucks. It's a pain to deal with. You can put no returns on items, but it doesn't work. eBay always sides with the buyer. They're going to be able to return the item. And you're better off accepting the return anyway, because if you try to fight it too much, there's a chance that they're going to keep the item and you could be without your money. Usually you can fight to get your money. It's not worth it though, especially for cheaper items. Just accept returns. And then hopefully they send it back in good condition. And for cheaper items, that's usually been the case. I haven't had too many issues as of yet. Anyway, back to the listing. Description's done. You want to go into pricing. And that was another important thing when we were looking at those comps, is it kind of gets you an idea of how much you want to sell something for. I generally don't do auctions. Unless the item is in high demand, you're usually not going to get as much selling something as an auction. So I usually go to buy it now right down here. It gives you this online trending price. I don't find it accurate really at all. That's why I just look at comps. And then here, you take into account whether you're going to charge for shipping or you're going to have cheaper or free shipping. I usually do free shipping, especially on the Hot Wheels. This one was going for $3, plus people were charging $5.50 for shipping, so that's $8.50. So a lot of times we'll do let's do $8.49. Yeah. Okay. And you go down and these more options. I usually do good till canceled, so that way it just keeps renewing every 30 days. Offers I usually don't bother with unless it's a really expensive item. But you can do it. You can allow offers, and then you can set, if you go into allow offers, you can set a minimum offer amount, which I do recommend doing because people will treat it like it's a flea market and they'll offer you 10% of what you're asking. So for the most part, I don't do offers because of that. Like I said, I don't have time. I have a 9-to-5 job. I don't have time to be answering stupid offers from people when they're trying to get something really cheap. Go in here, you can get quantity, volume pricing. I always do because I have a lot of items. I just turn it on. And you can set this different. Right now I have 15% when you buy 2 or more, 20% 3 or more, 25% 4 or more. And again, that's really because if they're buying more, and since I have free shipping, gives them a little bit of a break. So you can click out of that. Schedule start time I don't do because they will charge you money for that, but you can schedule things to start on a different time. And then Shipping. Let's see. Going to here. Here you can choose your shipping policies. They have a bunch of them listed. Parcel select, first class. These have all been combined into USPS Ground Advantage. It hasn't shown up here on the app yet. You can create custom shipping options if you want here. And what I always do, like this one is small, so it's going to be first class free shipping. And then you can put package details in here, pounds, ounces, weights, etc. If you're doing calculated shipping, if you're charging people for shipping based on weight, make sure this is accurate. That way they pay the correct amount. You'd be surprised if you're shipping something across the country and the difference between 1 pound and 2 pounds could be $5. I mean, so you want to be accurate here. And even with package dimensions, when you start getting the bigger items, over 15 inches to over 20 inches in a dimension, there's a huge difference. So be accurate there. It's important. So that's done. Next thing, you scroll down, preferences. This is your eBay payments and all of this stuff. This is stuff you fill out when you first sign up for eBay. Simple stuff, I'm not going to bother. Sell it faster. If you sell a lot of items on eBay, I hate to say it, but you have to do this. eBay gives a suggested ad rate here of 10.8. I will not go over 10% on items. Just won't do it. It's insane. I'll do 8. Fine. It just keeps going up, guys. And if you just keep going up with it, it's just ridiculous. So you kind of have to take a little bit of a stand somewhere. And then that's it. You can donate a portion to charity. You get a small discount on your final value fees. I usually don't do it. And here you can list your item, preview the item, save for later. Listing the item, obviously lists it right away, goes through it, sees if there's anything wrong. Let's do that. Let's just list it. See what happens. Nope, see listing error. Oops, looks like you missed something. Please fix the problems below. Oh, for photos. Huh. That's kind of important. Yeah, you have to have photos. So, yeah, kind of forgot that. You could take photos in the eBay app. I find that they don't take very good photos. So what I do is I go into my phone and let's see, let's take a picture of that, flip it around. And like I was talking about in a previous video about taking pictures, higher end items, take a lot of pictures, show pictures of problems. This is pretty clean, so there's not a lot of issues with it. So this, I like to show, for instance, the card's flat, if it's flat there. Look around, see if there's any problems. This is where typical shelfware gets into it. The corners are there. Like I said, I just don't list it as mint. So anyway, now that we've done that, we can go back into pictures, click add photos. These are the recent photos that I've taken. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, upload them, loads them in. You can click on one, you can edit it. There's some simple cropping tools and brightness tools and all that. But this looks okay. So, okay, let's try it again. Let's see if we got everything right this time. Let's list our item. And there you go, success. There it is. You can view the listing, share the listing, etc. One thing about eBay is if you're going to be selling a lot of things on eBay, their algorithm likes it if you list things every day. Some people say 10 items a day. That's a lot of items. You'd have to have a lot of inventory. I try to do a few a day. And what you can do is, like I was saying when I was going through this, remember that option where it said to save for later? Saves as a draft. So, got out of there. So when you go back in, and I can go into my drafts, go back to home, go to selling, and here, drafts. They're all listed here. Everything you've done. So this is what I do. And then in the morning, I'll list 3 of them, 5 of them. A couple stipulations with the drafts. You're only allowed to have 250 at a time, and they only save them for 90 days. So you have to list them within 90 days, and you can't have more than 250. Otherwise, it will delete the oldest ones. I found that out the hard way. But anyway, that's really about it. I think I've taken up enough of your time. Like I said, it's pretty simple, guys. Don't be afraid to do it. You're going to make mistakes. It's no big deal. I made a ton of mistakes. No big deal. You can do everything that you do on the phone. You can do it on a desktop if you'd rather do it there. But anyway, you can walk around the house and find things to sell. You can make a few extra bucks, you know. So give it a shot. Anyway, you like what you see here, hit the like button, hit the notifications button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. I'm just starting out. I'm new to this, so feel free to give me tips and suggestions of what you want to see. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Peace.